All right, welcome into the Paul Farrington Show, part 2 of the Green Bay, New York reaction. Paul joined by Robert Ziggy Ziegler at the University of Virginia. It's funny, if you were just listening to our Packers show, you know, we were blown away by the performance from Tommy DeVito, especially at the end of this one in the Giants' 24-22 win over the Packers. DeVito finishes 17 for 21, 158 yards and a touchdown. Numbers don't jump off the page, but the most impressive thing for me was that final drive going right down the field. Look, I had the Packers defense in fantasy. It serves me right for playing a rival in a fantasy football game. And Packers content has done really well for us. So we're thinking, wow, if the Packers win this game, we might have a really big reaction for our show tonight. And Tommy DeVito goes right down the field, really impressive, and gets the job done. I just want to mention this to you here, Ziggy. We have a lot of Giants fans who are friends. But, you know, living in Jersey, DeVito went to school 10 minutes down the road from where I live at Don Bosco. So it's been a particularly fun point in time for Giants fans, especially around this area. I have not seen them this excited in years. You know, even last season, he had the great playoff run with Daboll and Danny Dimes. I'm getting texts from people after the game, Ziggy. My friend calls me and goes, his parents are probably going to drive him home. Like, this is unbelievable that this kid is getting the job done. I'm converting to Italian. Where's the reaction? Need this. They are so excited, and for good reason, right?
Absolutely. I mean, here is the fact, honestly. There is probably a little bit of a quarterback controversy in New Jersey. And that sounds crazy to say, because as you said, DeVito's numbers aren't jumping off the page, but he's executing the offense safely and effectively. Right. I mean, that first game against the Raiders, he threw a couple interceptions. Since then, he's only thrown one. He's consistently getting the touchdowns in, right? Think about that Commanders game. Tonight against the Green Bay Packers, after taking a whole lot of sacks, he tightened things up and got it done. I think he's certainly shown he's got a future as a backup quarterback in the NFL. I'm not saying this guy's going to be Patrick Mahomes or anything, but he's the real deal in terms of being a functional NFL quarterback. And you can just tell when the team is playing, right? You see how Daboll is like cheering with him on the sidelines. Like, all of the stress and anxiety from the Daniel Jones times are gone. And it's tough to think those positive feelings aren't sinking in a little bit with the fan base, with the coaching staff, with the players. Everyone's having a good time now.
You can see it on everyone's faces when they're walking around going like this, doing the Italian stuff. Hey, as a Italian New Jersey guy myself, like it's kind of fun to watch this happening. And I can't believe it just from the fact that I've seen Tommy DeVito at Syracuse. We watched him play Notre Dame, and never in a million years. I was stunned when I found out he was even on the Giants earlier this year, because his numbers weren't great at Syracuse. Like, he never impressed me that much. To have this run, it's almost a little bit like Linsanity to me. Jeremy Lin had better numbers than DeVito had, but just the feeling that you're getting around this New Jersey, New York area, the Packers just beat the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Lions, like playoff contending teams have been losing to Green Bay. And the Giants, whose season was completely over just a couple weeks ago, now have new life and a fan base that's excited to watch football. I mean, it's unbelievable to think about. And in the playoff race, Ziggy, I know that Giants fans are probably going to think that this is getting a little out of hand here, but the Giants are one game back of the Packers, who hold the 7 seed. There's no way, right?
I think there's no way, just because of the schedule. They have to play the Eagles twice and the Saints and the Rams. So, good luck with that. But that's not what I'm thinking about, right? What I'm thinking about is, remember that 30-6 Raiders loss? Tommy DeVito had a terrible game, and the thought was just this Giants team is dead in the water. And then they 100%. Went and got blown out by the Cowboys on the road. Again, this Giants team is finished. The vibes have changed so much, and they're building confidence. I really think this is going to put the team in a better position next year.
See, I still can't buy into Tommy DeVito as the future of the Giants.
I'm not saying Tommy DeVito's the future, but look, I mean, Daboll,
mentality's better.
Like, you're having a huge regression this year, and even if you know it's probably coming, it's tough to go from winning a road playoff game to missing the playoffs entirely. Anything that builds positivity and momentum going into next season is going to do this team a world of good.
Yeah.
And I don't just mean selling season tickets. I mean, it's going to keep the coaching staff's credibility. It's going to make the players happy to go. Like, it helps you out so much when you're thinking about next year. So these games really do matter, right? The people who are saying they should just lose out and draft a quarterback, I don't think that makes sense for this team.
Yeah, and you know what? I was one of those people who thought it was bad for the Giants to be winning, and I'm still not entirely certain that it is good to be winning these games, just because I would have loved to have gotten one of those top quarterbacks. But you know, this franchise has had so much losing over the past 5-6 years that having these moments is nice. Like winning does cure all. And I'm looking at the schedule here. I remember that Jets game like 2 months ago. And if they had won that game, which it was over, they'd be tied for a playoff spot. And it's just unfathomable to think about, even everyone in the NFC right now, think about where they were at some point in this wild card race. You're going to have a great story. The Vikings with Kirk Cousins, the Packers were dead with Jordan Love. People said he was over. Matthew Stafford's been banged up. The Rams were picked to be one of the worst teams in the league. The Giants are in the mix. The Bears are in the mix. It's whoever makes it into those final 2 wild card spots is going to have an amazing story. And while Giants fans may think, it's probably not going to happen, at this point of the year, with everything going on, just say, why not us? Go beat New Orleans next week. Beat the Rams. See what happens.
They're going to have an amazing story that ends very quickly and unceremoniously. It will not be cinematic.
Imagine Tommy DeVito going on a Super Bowl run and he's living at his parents' house.
If there's any team in the NFL that could possibly do something like this, wouldn't it be the Giants?
Oh,
haven't they done this before?
I mean, they've done it. But this would, the movie on this one would top all.
Tommy Cutlets winning the NFL Super Bowl, winning Super Bowl MVP. None of that's going to happen. But you've got a backup quarterback. You've got a team that's ready to play. You're winning some games. You're beating the Packers, which is just fun for the whole family. I mean, what more do you want from this?
We can't ask for more than that. And it's a little tongue in cheek, everything that we're saying here, because it's so surreal to have a guy like DeVito come in and go on this run that they have at the moment, that you look at it and say, all right, there's no way we can keep winning, right? And you're finding ways to win, and it's just fun for a fan base that really has been dying for some fun. Like this is awesome.
These are the memories that last forever, right? You compared it to Linsanity. Like that little short period has just given Knicks fans so much to look back on, especially when things have been tough otherwise. So you got to make the memories when you have them. Tommy DeVito's agent is going to be a meme for a long time. I don't know. Did you see this?
I didn't see the agent.
His agent came out wearing a fedora and an all black pinstripe suit. It looks like if you asked an AI to generate what would Tommy DeVito's agent look like, it looks just like this. You got to look this up after the game. If you're watching this video, search this up. It is hilarious. He seriously looks like he's about to murder the opposing team's quarterback.
I'm having people text me saying, hey, every once in a while we have a country night at my house where we go back into the backyard, light a fire, have some whiskey, smoke a cigar. I'm getting texts that are saying, hey, how about a Italian night where we slick our hair back, have some cutlets? And I'm like, what is going on here? Like, how is this related to the New York Giants? It's
a revolution.
It's a fun time. So there you go. If you're a Giants fan, why not us? That's what I'm going to say. Why not us going to the playoffs? It's shouldn't happen, but you never know at this point. So thanks for checking out this instant reaction to the Giants. I find it stunning win over the Packers, and really they kind of dominated that game up until the very end with that ridiculous Barkley fumble. Just a great night to be a Giants fan.